almost got it, Bruce. I did not. I was not nearly as proficient. These candles, they didn't want to go on.
Which one?
They're new. Yeah.
You need something?
Look how beautiful they look.
You need the bag?
Shabbat shalom.
No.
Let's take a nice deep breath of Shabbat air. We breathe in the last remaining days of 2023 as we prepare to write our checks with a 4. We think about all the things that happen in this glorious and hard and wondrous year. Think back, because this is our last Shabbat of the secular year. Let's think back to some of your favorite memories from this past year. Where were you? Where did you go? How many of you traveled outside of the country, not including Canada? Well done. What kind of places? Call out some of the places you went this. Toronto, yeah, okay. I was just there. What else? Come on. Panama Canal. Italy. Mm-hmm. France. Uh-huh. How many of you had a simcha, a joyous occasion in your family? Yeah, I think you had a baby born, Rhonda, yeah?
My granddaughter's bat mitzvah.
You had a bat mitzvah?
My granddaughter's high school graduation.
High school graduation. Which granddaughter is that one? So we think about, we bring all that in for our final Shabbat. This is a very, very special Shabbat, our Champagne Shabbat here at Congregation Shir Shalom. We have an ice cream bar, and we're going to have a wonderful conversation in just a little bit with Amanda and Jessica, whose kids all had their bar bat mitzvahs here, right here on the sanctuary. So it'll be wonderful about their collaboration as authors and also their Jewish identities. So I'm looking forward to that. We have Bruce is waiting here to officially welcome you.
We'll have music tonight. Ken left his bag down in the cantor's office, but he's got it, so we're good. We have music. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. You know, I was thinking, tonight would be a good night for a Beatles Shabbat, because there's a Beatles song that is really appropriate on this last Shabbat of the year. Can anyone hazard a guess?
Yesterday.
Yesterday wouldn't be bad. That's not bad. Hello, goodbye. We are getting ready to say hello to 2024, and we're saying goodbye to 2023. And for some people, it's goodbye and good riddance. It's not been an easy year for everyone. But you know what? We're here tonight. We're together. We are with our temple family, and that's a good thing. And so as we do say goodbye to 2023 and get ready to usher in 2024, being Jewish, we can say Happy New Year twice a year. And that's a nice thing. So Happy New Year, and as I say at the high holidays, a Happy New Year, a healthy New Year, an uneventful New Year. We have a lovely service planned for this evening, and as Rabbi mentioned, we have guest speakers tonight, which is very cool. And then I'll be back later with announcements, and even though the year is winding down, activities are not. We have lots of good stuff coming up. So enjoy the service. Hello, goodbye. That's like Groucho Marx. Hello, I must be going. Shabbat Shalom.
You know how to say hello, goodbye in Hebrew. Shalom.
There you go.
All right, speaking of shalom, I think that leads right to our next song, which is Shalom Aleichem, page 142, my grandmother's favorite.
Shalom Aleichem, Alekei Asharet, Alekei Elyon, Imelech, Malekei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malekei Ashalom, Alekei Elyon.
You know, Cantor, I loved singing that song and watching some of the newcomers come in, because they're like our angels that come in during Shabbat. So all those of you that joined us then, you kind of have a special role, so thank you. It's wonderful to have everyone here tonight. We are going to turn to candle lighting on page 120. And Andy and Charlene, do you want to light our candles? Will you do us the honor? Fresh from Italy?
You won't even have to say anything, just
Yeah.
do the physical. Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
don't worry. We
There's
just
so many
need
baruchs.
just the matches.
And everything has a different melody. Every baruch has a different melody.
We have a lot of coaches. It is a Jewish setting here. Yeah, light the candles first. Yeah. It's like going to an AYB basketball game. Go there, go there. Yeah, you have to know what I'm talking about. Perfect, Andy. 120.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
There's something so magical about lighting the last Shabbat candles of the new year. It's very special. Charlene, if you could just lift up the cup there, and as we sanctify, Cantor will lead us in the prayer, page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. B'Shabbat kodesho, be'ahava u'b'ratzon, hinchilanu. Zikaron l'maaseh Bereshit, ki hu yom tehillah lemikra kodesh, lekel yitziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'harta v'yotanu kiddashta mikol ha'avim v'shabbat kodsheka be'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim. To life and happiness and joy. And good health, yeah. La briut, right? L'chaim. He was excited to play that one. That was great. Let's turn to page 126 for the beautiful day that we had. What remarkable weather. Russ was saying it's the first time we've not had, or Mark, someone just told me this, that it hasn't been a white Christmas time in a long time, right? There's been, since Russ was telling
Oh
me.
my.
Page, but I'm happy. It's nice out. Yeah. Let's read together page 126. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life, God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics, and no services. But I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. We turn to Lachadodi, pages 138 and 139. We're going to sing the first, second, third, and ninth verses, 1, 2, 3, and 9. On the ninth verse, we rise, we face our doorway, imagining the Shabbat bride entering. We bow to it, and then we welcome each other by waving.
So why the third tonight, right? Like this is going to be a big
It's a ladder.
machloket right between the rabbis. No, it was just Craig Taubin, when he composed this piece, he composed it for the first, the second, the third, and the ninth. So I said, why not, obey the composer tonight, right? And try, because it's actually written for Mikdash Melech, and I figured it works really well, so let's do it the way the composer dreamed it, said it should be.
Welcome one another. standing for the Baruch Hu, our call of community, page 146. Page 149 at the bottom, this is an hour, please join with me. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv. I love that sense because the word mariv means evening, but it's also from the root of crossing over as well, from ivrit, like that. Same letters. I think I reversed it, but it always makes me feel like switching over. We're Ivrim who cross over at night, and that's what we're doing here. All right, page 150, Avat Olam.
בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם
Blessed are you, God, who loves your people Israel. Page 152, 153, the Shema.
Everyone together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shekivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shekivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
May be seated. We turn to the V'ahavta, page 154.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meyotecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'elem asher anochi etzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha v'lechtecha b'derech v'shokbecha v'bekumbecha v'kshartam le'ot hayadecha v'hayu letazafot bein einecha וכתבתם המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Let's read together on 155. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them on the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gates. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. We take that sentiment into page 158, Mi Chamocha, and I think we have a different melody for it, is it?
Actually, we did it like 2 weeks ago, or when were you here last? 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it's kind of been in the rotation. Bruce is gone, but it's one of his favorites. So hopefully he'll hear it out in the hallway and come running back in so he can sing along. We have Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh norati
how it ends with Fela, wonder. With
Wonder. There's a sense of wonder in this setting. There's something very majestic about the sound of this piece that draws me to it. There was a little bit of trick of the trade of songwriting in there. Did anyone catch something that was a little bit different, a little bit manipulated to get you, pull you in even further? Did anybody notice something in there?
Does it get softer? Yeah.
No, that I might have done that like with certain words or whatever. Anybody know? Yes, yes. What'd you say? Oh, you heard "Lean on Me" in there? Oh, yeah, that's great. But that I don't think that's what the composer was thinking. But it's called a transposition. Did you hear when the key went up? Jose we actually went up, just one half step in pitch to generates excitement to pieces, and it's a very well known, very well used trick of the trade for songwriters, right, Ken? In case you didn't hear, Ken said, "I made a living doing that."
We're going to turn to 162. It seems like we're back to comfort song Shabbat, I think.
Yeah. Well, we kind of loved what we did 2 weeks ago, so let's do a lot of that stuff again.
Yeah, yes,
Just
Miss
humor
Lou,
us.
and we definitely need some clapping there. Not going to specify anyone, but if you'd like to help.
I don't know. Did we do this 2 weeks ago? I don't even know. We did? Well, whatever. I figured we did Vishamru last week. Let's do Yismachu this week. Here we go. Yismachu b'malekutecha, shomre, shomre, shomre Shabbat, b'korei yonei Shabbat. Everyone, Yismachu b'malekutecha, shomre, shomre, shomre Shabbat, b'korei yonei Shabbat.
Invite you to rise. We have our silent Amida from 164 to page 180. Take time to either just inspect the book, find prayers that pop out at you, read the Hebrew, the English, or just the prayers of your heart. And whenever you're ready, you may be seated. Prayer for Peace, Oseh Shalom, to God, Maker of Peace, page 180.
Oseh Shalom Bimroma. Oseh Shalom Aleinu. Eyal Israel Vimru. Imamhu Amen. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael.
May the Maker of Peace help us find peace here in your world. We're going to turn to our healing blessing, the Mishaberach, page 371. We have culled our list slightly. If you have names that dropped off of it, just please call the office again. Sometimes our list gets longer and we lose track of people, but there's a lot of people that we're thinking about. I just would like to direct your attention to a friend of mine, Leslie Oken, who's a wonderful member. She and her family have been part of our congregation for a long time. She's in hospice right now at the end of her life. Her sister, Carol McDonald's, been helping to take care of her. If you could just send prayers their way. She's really been quite a fighter, but unfortunately I think her days are numbered now, and we're sending lots of prayers her way. We're also thinking about Adam Bernard, Alan and Karen Cooper, Gloria Fine, Sue Frank, Jessica Gazdovich, Carolyn and Ernie Grosser, Charlotte Krebs, Barbara Crinkston, Emily Langan, Miles Levy, Fanny Markel, Aaron Neviller, Cheryl Rossi, Brandon Ryan, Diane Wabnick, Chetier, Ed Smith, Norma Unher, Mike Wheeler, Frederick Winter, Howard Weissman, Chana Ezra Ben Shul, and Chana Alea Bat Avraham Vasara. We'll go around. Just raise your hand if you want to include names.
Roberta Friedman and Marshall Friedman.
David Greenwald. Naomi Goldstein, Elliot Goldstein, and Cecilia. Ruth Bevan. Jolie Schwartz. Aaron Schneider.
Fatami Batsulamit and Skelman.
Jill Klinger, Shabbat Hannah.
We'll bring all those names into our hearts as we sing the Mishaberach. It's 371.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find
complete healing of body and soul. May our prayers go out to those who need them. So, we have some guests in our community. As I mentioned before, we have Jessica Topper and Amanda Houston. And I see Eleanor and Lily in there. How wonderful to have you. They're all growing up, right? Let's see, college or past college? But both college, yeah. Oh my gosh. A semester early, yes. Go community, our Shir Shalom religious school. That must have done it. We're going to invite you guys up here, but I just want to say that it's been wonderful. I got to really spend quite a lot of time with Jessica and Amanda over the years and ushering different, especially bar mitzvahs in their family. And I always love, they have such a wonderful friendship that I know is particularly important in our community. We have lots of different people that come together, they meet in different ways, and I think it's really the lifeblood of what a community is made of. So I always love to see the way they cooperate, and that they've decided, and that's why we brought them here today, to actually do something which is very unusual for authors, to actually work together. You must really like each other. So we're going to bring you up. You're going to sit over here, and we'll have a little conversation. If we sit here, just make sure, can everyone see us? Whatever side you want to sit on. So I was going to say, should we close the ark for this conversation? These are our Bima chairs here.
Very comfortable.
Okay, so we're going to talk about a wonderful collection that you've started, that you're teaming up to, which has to do with a Jewish subject, which was very, very exciting and very unusual, I think, too. And I didn't read the books yet, but I did read the review, and the review talked about how you made Judaism permissible to lots of different people, that it was a very open. I think that's really what struck a chord for me. But let's go back a little bit and just tell us, how did you meet each other?
Should I tell the story? Since I always do, you should definitely this time. Okay, so two of our daughters are about the same age, and we were at Hebrew school one day in
I love this story already.
in the lobby, and we started talking.
Cantor's turning it higher.
Are you holding it by your mouth?
I think so.
All right, here, try this one.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just
Is it on?
Yeah, to hold it by your mouth and speak for a minute.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
It's like my mom with her hearing aids.
I'm just
Because we could switch, they could have this one.
Oh, there we go, there we go.
I think we're in business. Maybe
It's the word.
You've made it. You've made
Okay, try that now.
How's that? Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's great.
I'm getting over a little.
it.
Old,
Throw
so-
away that cable.
I think we got it. I'm going to hold the cord. So Amanda and I decided that we were going to have a play date for our children, because that's what we do. And when the time came, they were supposed to come over to swim, and Amanda gave me a call and said, I'd really love to come, but I have a 2-book deal, and I'm under deadline. And now I had been writing a book, and I thought, I want a 2-book deal. I want to be under deadline. Tell me more. So that's really how our friendship was born. But our kids, it's funny, their birthdays are a week apart. Their names rhyme. Their Hebrew names rhyme.
Our birthdays.
Our birthdays are a week apart. Like all these weird coincidences. Yep, we're a day apart in our wedding anniversaries. So the coincidences went on and on. But it was really the writing, I think, that connected us.
I'm gonna take that out.
It's either
Okay,
cupped
here's
or-
what really happened. Can,
Just,
is it good? Can you hear me?
I think the
No,
cord
it's
keeps
just-
pulling up.
it's getting a little bit. There
The
you go.
cord is verklempt.
Try it now.
Hello? Okay.
It comes apart a little bit.
Okay, so we would wait for the girls to come out of Hebrew school. And I was always standing behind Jessica, and she has that marvelous hair. And I wanted to tell her how fantastic I thought her beautiful hair was, and finally one day I did. And then as far as the writing goes, she's a magnificent writer, and she was writing this book. And I talked her into sharing it with me, and it was half done. And I said, please, please keep writing. I have to know what happens with your characters. And now we share an agent, because her book was so magnificent that, you know, as soon as she sent it to my agent, she wanted to represent her and put the book out on submission. So that's how we met. Now, that was how long ago?
12 years?
12 years? I generally refer to Jess as my emotional support human, because I like to have her with me when I'm traveling, because she knows how to get around New York and, well, New York City and Buffalo and anywhere I need to go. So
you were both writing prior, and you found each other at the religious school in the hallway over there. That's remarkable. Okay. And were you, I know the books are under romance, were both of you writing the same style then?
Writing is a very lonely business.
Yeah, it's so true.
You get a different cord.
coming apart, so you gotta push
Just push it in. Yeah, I'll get a different cord.
And I didn't know what I was writing.
No.
I didn't know what I was right.
Are you sure you don't want to
Just
switch
put-
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you another cord, but just push it in and then don't touch it again. Don't touch it there.
How's that? No?
No, okay. No, I'm gonna get another cord. You go ahead, keep talking, Rabbi.
Yeah, exactly.
I honestly didn't know what I was writing. I just knew that I wanted to write a story that had a lot of, you know, love and joy in it, and I guess a happily ever after, which Amanda did teach me that that's pretty much a given in romance. So I would say what I was writing was women's fiction, book club fiction. But Amanda, she calls me her emotional support human. She's my fairy godmother, because she encouraged me to keep going and to finish the darn book.
And let's talk, so I'm not as familiar with romance literature. What defines it? And sort of, you know, because I think writing is really hard. And I think whatever genre you choose, but I'm just curious about it.
I think what Jess said about romance having a happy ending is pretty much what defines the genre. You know that no matter what the trope is, whether it's, you know, enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, mistaken identity, what are some, workplace romance, that's a trope that Jess used in her Hanukkah book. You know that two people are gonna meet, they're gonna have some troubles, they're gonna have to get over something, and they're gonna end up together. Mm-hmm. So you know when you're getting into it that you're probably not going to be crying at the end. Mm-hmm. You might cry just before the end, but then you're going to be happy, and they're going to be happy, and they'll live happily ever after.
Does it have to be steamy?
No, absolutely not. There are tons of closed-door romances, or what they call clean and wholesome romances. I don't write them, but I know they exist. Just put that right out there. If you're going to, you know, Jess writes a little less steamy than I do, so
I saw that in the review.
Yes.
All right, so tell us about this series, the Matzah Ballers.
The Matzah Ballers Hanukkah Romance Series.
Mm-hmm. And the Matzah Ballers is a van, right? Is that?
Well, I just want to preface this all by saying the romance industry is like a $1.4 billion industry. People don't realize this, but it's the best-selling genre out there, and I know it gets a lot of flack. And the same with the Hallmark movies. Everybody makes fun, but some people watch all. I mean, the ratings are crazy. But we realized that there's usually about 100 Christmas movies that get released every year by Hallmark. One Hanukkah movie. Mm-hmm. And same with the books. There's tons of holiday romances, so we, I don't know, a couple years ago started joking around, if they can have Christmas romances, you know, all this red and green, why don't we do some blue and silver? And we started throwing around funny titles, you know, making up puns, the menorah matchmaker, the dreidel do-over. And really that's how it was born. But the matzah ballers, a little bit of a joke. I worked in the music industry for many, many years, and I had a friend who did like a harbor cruise. And every year in the summer, he would have bands come out and play the Circle Line, if you're familiar in New York City. And you'd go around the harbor, and the band would play, and it would be a concert on the water. And we decided, because it's fiction, why not do a Hanukkah cruise? Sure, it's the middle of winter, but let's put a cruise out there. And Amanda made up a nice big menorah that rode on the deck, and they lit it. Yes.
That was you.
I thought you made that one up.
I love that.
Anyway.
They're not even sure.
Anyway, okay, you finish that.
At this point in the creative process, I'm honestly not even sure who came up with what idea when. We started spending Sundays, every Sunday, at my kitchen table, and we want to do that forever because it's just been so fantastic. With a breakfast casserole and my brand new Nespresso machine to fuel us.
And Amanda's a baker, right?
Yes, I do. I bake things. And so we just started tossing ideas back and forth. And then, of course, we started thinking we would each write one book, but then when would they start? We decided they had to encapsulate the whole 8 days of Hanukkah. So no matter what happens in the story, it's going to, start on the first night and then move to the 8th night. And instead of just doing one book or 2 books, there will be 8 books, one for each night.
This is very ambitious.
And then we had to figure out when to release them. So the first 2 came out this year. Then we thought, well, next year is a little long to wait. We don't want to be writing these for 4 years. So we're going to do Hanukkah in July. And then 2 more books for Hanukkah next year. And our readers really want to see them in print. That's what I've heard over and over. But I forgot to tell you this, but on the ads that I'm running, I'd say every comment says, are these only digital or are they real books too? So the answer is right now they're only digital, but we're going to get them in print as soon as we have time.
Well, it's such a funny world because, like my wife, she reads mostly digitally, and I can't read digital books because, she has the electronics by her bed and she can read it. And so it really divides on whatever style people are used to. What a crazy world it is.
And I actually like to read digital more because I can make the print bigger and take my glasses off.
So true. I'm so glad someone else feels that. So tell us some more, because I know there's a lot of different Hanukkah things in it. So what ended up being in the books in terms of the Jewish rituals?
Well, the 8 books are actually following 8 friends. And we tried to figure out how should these people know each other, because they come from all different walks of life and all different places. But we decided they were going to have something in common, which was they all met on a gap year and they did a year course in Israel. So we have
I did
4.
the year course.
Yeah, we have 4 guys and 4 girls. And my best friend from college, on the first day I met her, she had just fresh off her year course, and that's all I heard about was how she made these friends, and she still has these friends, and they are lifelong friends, and that's sort of what we were going for. It doesn't matter that everybody's scattered, and some were successful, in their careers, and some are famous. We even have a rock star as one of our characters. So it's really following these friends and how they are connected, and of course, them trying to find their true love, their beshert.
And are all the relationships Jew to Jew, or is it broader than that because they were on this 1-year course?
At this point, they are all Jewish, but that might not be the life partners they end up meeting. We haven't decided fully, right?
Right.
But some of them are a little more religious, some of them are more secular, and we really celebrated, I think, the cultural familiarity that we both find. A lot of inside jokes as well. And a lot of food.
A lot of food, right. Jess wants to make her rock star Orthodox, but
Oh,
she
boy.
can't figure out how he's going to get on the boat. and who's going to drive the boat. So there's a lot of research that has gone into this. I had to research drinks because my hero is a bartender. And so he takes these classic cocktails and he'll, make a screwdriver but add some Manischewitz and call it the holiday hangover. There's the 8-night buzz or something like that. So there's a little bit of that in there with Jewish food. There's an entire buffet of delicacies, and then there's a corner for the really, for the whitefish salad and the gefilte fish, and then there's the top deck is for milk and the bottom deck is for meat. Not that anyone who was keeping kosher would actually go on the cruise, but just sort of a nod to the tradition.
Orthodox do go on cruises, actually.
Well, but who would then? The person driving the boat couldn't be Jewish.
Yeah, they don't have they don't have a Jewish person driving the boat, but they come. Yeah, there's actually Passover.
They wouldn't be on our baller because it's just not.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
Not quite as.
We took some liberties, for sure.
No, they hire whole Passover cruises so that you don't have to clean your house as stringently.
More research.
Yeah. You can go anywhere in the world and you can have bread, if you get away for Passover, it changes all the laws. So each of you writes a different book separately, but you discuss the ideas together.
Yes, and one thing that was very unique, and it was a bit of a challenge, was we decided that the books are taking place simultaneously, but there's no spoilers. So you could read my book, and it won't ruin anything that's happening in Amanda's book. So I think readers really like that, and they, some people read mine first, some people read hers first, but they take place really at the same time, and all the characters are intersecting. It's the same world.
So is the hope to get one of these Hallmark movies?
From your lips to God's ears.
Well, I'd like, because when you hear about them, they don't sound, even though they have Hanukkah, they don't sound very Jewish. A lot of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a big movement right now with with romance, to have your own voices, to see people in the romance and say, that looks like me, or that sounds like me, whether it's your religion, your gender, your preference, maybe disabilities. So there's a lot of diversity going on in the romance world, and we just wanted to show what, your normal average Jewish person. It doesn't have to be, there's a lot of historical fiction out there, a lot of Holocaust fiction, and a lot of people that aren't familiar with Jews might think this is the only thing that's out there. These are the only stories. But we wanted to show there's a hashtag that's trending called Jewish Joy. And we just wanted to show Jewish people living their lives and being like everybody else. And we hope that not only Jews will read the books, but anyone interested.
Yeah, I really love that. What's been the response to the books, particularly in the Jewish world? But have you gotten people coming up to you about that?
Mostly on Facebook. Jess found a great group for us to join called Jewish Women Read Romance, I believe is the name. So if you're a big reader, come join that group. You'll get a lot of great book recommendations. And there's a lot of discussion going on. There's, you can pretty much find any topic that you would like to read about. And the Jewish women are just so happy to find books about them to read. And one thing that was important when I was writing this was to not really call out, hey, this is a Jewish book. It's a book. These people happen to be Jewish, but we don't really do any explaining of Judaism or explaining of Hanukkah. It's just happening. It is their world, and you pick up everything from context, not to make it different. It's just the lives that they're living.
Although there's a glossary.
Oh, right. Well,
They have a glossary.
We did put a glossary in the back. And it's funny because there's Yiddish and there's Hebrew, and because it takes place in New York City, there's a couple New York City, vernacular in there. And my hero is actually from the Midwest, so he says "ope," and we even had that in there as a glossary word, "ope," which is kind of like sorry, excuse me, but a little bit of everything.
It is astounding talk to people who have no contact with Judaism and try to explain our books. And we had our romance writers group brainstorm with us, but they didn't have the vernacular. They didn't really have the frame of reference. So hence the glossary for my mama. I'm not Jewish. I was actually, I don't know if you know this, but my mother is a United Methodist and my dad is a Moravian. Well, was a Moravian.
What is a Moravian?
Oh, you don't know what a Moravian is?
No, please.
Oh my goodness, it's the what's that? It's a Protestant group that they were actually the first Protestant group to split off from Catholicism before the Protestant Reformation. And there are two small sects, one in Winston-Salem and one in Hope, Indiana, which is where my dad was from. So then I went to 12 years of Catholic school, and then I met this nice Jewish boy from Amherst.
This is a romance story.
It is.
So tell us to get people excited about the books. So what's some of the plot lines? You know, can you give us a little bit of hook to get people, and also tell us how to find the books.
Well, my book, it's called The Hanukkah Hookup. And it was only supposed to last for one night. But honestly, it's not really a hookup. And it's a workplace romance, and it's a little bit of mistaken identity. And I started the book with two Jews walk into an office Christmas party. Like, how would you deal with that? With the mistletoe hanging over your head, and there's a Santa in the corner. So it sort of started with like fish out of water. These people, kind of finding each other. They're the only two Jews in the office Christmas party, and they don't know each other. So you can find the books. If you do read digitally, they're on every platform, whether you read on Amazon Kindle or Barnes & Noble Nook or your iPad. I mean, really, these days you can read on your computer. You don't need a device to read.
And just look under your names or Matzah Ballers.
We're there under our real names.
Amanda
no
Houston, Jessica Topper.
We put some bookmarks by the ice cream toppings in the other room, if you'd like to find the books. Mine is called The Dreidel Do-Over. My characters met at Jewish day camp and haven't seen each other in 15 years. And he's the bartender and she's the chef, because I am a chef and that is the world that I know. So I tend to make my characters like to cook. And they meet again on the boat, and it's an opposites attract story because he has lost his way in Judaism and she is very serious about her faith. So that's where the conflict comes from in the story.
Well, if you want to hear more, they're going to be around at the ice cream bar, and there's even bookmarks. So let's, this is how we congratulate. Thank you.
Thank you.
And how special to be up here where we had so many wonderful occasions in the past.
Very much. Thank you. It was an honor to be up here to talk about
wonderful. This. And we even got the microphones to work.
Where would you like it?
I just put it into there. Well, that was really, really wonderful just to be able to kind of hear the creative energy and just kind of incorporating Judaism into this, and to really kind of take a chance on something that hasn't been done that much. So mazel tov on your new creation, and I wish you a lot of luck. I hope it's not like, what's that guy, George? My father met him once, the one who did the dragon movies. He never finished his books. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, my dad came up to him years ago. He said, your books are too complicated. You'll never finish them. And he never finished them. Anyways, we're going to turn to page 586. And it's not enough for us just to pray. We need to go out and do good deeds in this world. Aleinu. Please rise if you're able.
עלינו לשבח לדור הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו בהם, וגם עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 591.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ כיום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
May be seated. We're going to turn to the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. We know a number of you are here in celebration or memorial of yard sites and other ways of mourning, and we're appreciative of having a space here to really honor those who have passed. On our list for December 29th, we're remembering, Joan Angelillo, Dave Bush, Evelyn Cohen, Sydney Ehrenreich, Baby Karras, Judith Kaufman, Gordon McLeod, Toby Matthews, Joseph Eric Michael, Barbara Organic, Harvey Morris Weiner, and Sydney Weiss, all who died in the last month. On our yard site list from years past, we remember Sandra Antonoff, Sylvia Ash, Mildred Bennett, Noah Chase, Pearson L. Cohen, Jenny Cutler, Shirley Factor, Aaron Fierstein, Betty Freudenheim, Morris Gelman, Ann Hoffman Fine, Evelyn Lowy Hirsch, Henrietta Herzog, Moritz Kessler, Sydney Zion Clayman, Ruth Korn, Tanya Kausauer, Margaret Lansing, Judith Lando Liss, Lucy Marks, Bertha Perlman, Morris Peller, Hyman Pleskin, Edward Quattrini, Maurice Ressler, Myra Rosenthal, Nathan Rothstein, Rose Kaiser Rubin, Herbert Savitt, Joseph Schweitzer, David Shapoznikoff, Muriel Schubert, Nathan Siegel, Helene Smolin, Bess Sokolovsky, Private Samuel Snitzer, Elias Sugarman, Melvin Tasman, Dorothy Bernstein Wabnick, Norman Weiss, and Lita Rappaport Zingaro. If there's other names you'd like to say, just raise your hand.
And to all the service people that passed away in Israel this past weeks.
Thank you. Myrna said Anna Post also, who had died. She was a Holocaust survivor. Amazing. Yeah, wonderful teacher, wonderful human being. Yeah, Chris. All those whose custom it is to. Oh, sorry.
Oh, today was the funeral of Ray Friedman Kassirer.
Ray Friedman Kassirer. If it's your custom to rise, page 598, we'll recite the Mourner's Kaddish together. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach li'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarak, v'yishtabak, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shemei dekudasha, b'rechu, leila min kol berchata v'shirata, Tush v'chata v'nechamata damiran v'alma v'yamaru. Amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yamaru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imrama huya seh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yamaru. Amen. May the one who creates harmony and high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world. And we say, Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. Zikronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. Bruce, chorus again to offer our announcements. And I know we're going to need Joanne up here for high pledge.
Stealing my thunder. Shabbat shalom again, everyone. Thank you to Rabbi Alex Cantor-Frank and Ken Kaufman for a lovely. You were rocking tonight. This was not a comfort Shabbat. This was a honky-tonk Shabbat. You were hitting the keys tonight. It was really nice. Anyway, really a nice service tonight. A special thank you to Amanda and Jessica for sharing your stories with us. I've read a couple of their books, and I know you get your inspiration from things around you, but the one featuring the temple president who told bad jokes hit a little close to home. But I was honored. Anyway, really cool, really
Was
neat.
that on the Hanukkah hookup?
Not the Hanukkah hookup, no. Anyway, that's really impressive what you guys are doing, and thank you for sharing it with us. And it all started in the halls of our religious school. How cool is that? See, they're special, your kids should go to religious school. If your kids don't go to religious school, you're missing out on something. So make sure you're part of that. This weekend, we have Torah study tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., which is in person at Temple Beth Tzedek and also available virtually via their Zoom, Temple Beth Tzedek's Zoom. The Shabbat morning service will be at 10:45 a.m., also at Temple Beth Tzedek. As we wrap up December, thank you to everyone who has been bringing in stuff for Friends of the Night People, as we have been trying to do our part to help the homeless in Buffalo. And if you didn't get stuff in this month, bring it in. We'll be sure to get stuff to them. So if you still have a warm jacket, toiletries, anything like that, bring it in and we'll get it to them. It is a wonderful thing that we're doing. Thank you to our Tikkun Olam team. Next week, as we move into January, we shift our focus to the Amherst Little Pantry, so non-perishable food again. There's always a need for that, so please start doing that. We have pickleball open play Monday night and Thursday night from 6:30 to 8:30. Start the new year with a round of pickleball Monday night, New Year's night. We have lots of other upcoming events there in your leaflet as well. The temple office remains closed through Tuesday, right? Joanne did not get to go on her beach vacation. She was under the weather, but she's been around. The office remains closed till Tuesday. But if you need anyone for anything, we are obviously here for you. Next Friday, we will be returning to Jews of all hues. This week, it will feature Ukraine. How timely. The Deshlovi family will be speaking, and the Dachenko brothers will be serenading us. We've had Ivan at the piano many evenings. As the war continues and we think about Ukraine and the people of Ukraine, we'll be getting a sense of Ukrainian Jews next Friday night, and then a very special oneg with foods from Ukraine. Thank you to Michael Berger for sponsoring Jews of all hues, and thank you to our adult education team for putting it all together. A week from tomorrow night, do you like to square dance? See, now this would be a great thing for a romance novel. We are having square dance night at Temple. So it's the Havara Hoedown. I sense a novel there. Anyway, that is Saturday, January. Yeah, the Havara Hoedown. You didn't know that was possible. The Havdara Hoedown. Havdalah Hoedown. What? Havdalah, not Havara. Havdalah. The Havdalah. I got to say it right if it's going to be funny. The Havdalah Hoedown. That is Saturday, January 6th. It's at 6 o'clock. There's going to be a live band, there's going to be dancing, we're going to have foods such as homemade veggie chili, mac and cheese, beverages, and desserts. Please RSVP to Joanne if you'd like to take part. And this event includes the community religious school families, which is families from Shir Shalom, Temple Beth Tzedek, and Temple Beth Zion. Got to wrap up the year with a knock knock joke, right? Knock knock. Ken. Can you believe it? The Perm spiel is a Barbie spiel. And we are having our first rehearsal next weekend, not this coming weekend. Right now it's Sunday morning, but we got to see what happens with the Bills-Dolphins game. Mark is honchoing that. He'll send notes out to everyone. Cast of thousands needed for this one. He wrote the script, and it's got a lot in it. There's a lot of reading in this year's script. There's a lot of reading, so we need a lot of people because no one can remember their lines. So we need to spread them out among a lot of people. But it is a Barbie spiel, and that will be held March 23rd, Saturday, March 23rd, but our rehearsals and our auditions and everything will start next weekend. So please join the award-winning spiel players at Congregation Shir Shalom. We have, Joanne, we are continuing with Chai Club. Tonight is our fourth drawing. They will be every Erev Shabbat, every Friday night until Purim. The big drawings will be on Purim, and if you do win, your tickets go back in, so you can win again and again and again. And if you still want to buy tickets, Joanne will take care of you for that. Go ahead. Is Ken gonna do the drawing?
Since he was part of the knock knock.
There you go. 18.
For $18, James Myers.
James Myers.
Jim
for
Myers.
Jim Myers, $18. 36. Alyssa Wakeoff, $36. And 54. Studio 54, Ken. Dan and Tina Ferber for $54. That's great. And so those... and again, tickets go back in so people can... We've already had one double winner. Lindy Korn won twice in the first couple weeks. So the opportunity is there. If you need us for anything, reach out to the rabbi, the cantor, Joanne, Todd, or myself. Again, Todd's in Florida. Bug him. Leave the rest of us alone. Join us in the social hall for the Onig, which will feature ice cream sundae bar and a champagne toast as we say goodbye to 2023 and get ready to welcome 2024.
It's a lot of 20s in there.
Happy New Year, healthy New Year, a safe New Year, an uneventful New Year, and another year of being part of this wonderful temple family. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right, we got our closing hymn, and we are going to do a Don Olam, page 625.
Adon Olam Hashem Hara B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Nasa B'chefzo Kol Hasayim Helev Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Kiflot HaKol
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. As you came in peace, please leave in peace. Please return your prayer books to the front of the sanctuary, minus the leaflet, and join us for the oneg. Shabbat shalom.
What were the words to the old lady? The
She read my mind. That's exactly.
So the next time we have someone using this is next week. Next week's the new trainers.
Should we just leave?
No, there's no Sunday school.
I was thinking of her and Sally.
My girlfriend reminded me. I'd done it last year.
Yeah, you know. It's always nice to, that one goes real nicely with her.